and a very warm welcome to another Saturday special with Watchful Eye. Today we have with us Shipra Khanduja ji, who would be giving us a very special session on yoga. She'll be talking about the various stages of yoga, what is yoga, and how you can use yoga in today's day and time to benefit you. But before we start, I would like to talk about Watchful Eye a little bit. As you all know, as you all are a part of the Watchful Eye family, or if you're somebody new who's just connected to us, welcome. Watchful Eye is an initiative to bring the society together by providing with medical and non-medical needs for everybody. In terms of our medical needs, we provide a 24 by 7 helpline where you can call us for any emergency. We also have a quick response team for your emergencies and for any details which is required. We have an app where in a digital locker you can store all your data, your medical reports, and your doctors and near and dear ones who are staying away as well will get the details. In terms of non medical services, we provide grocery, medicine, cab booking, lodging, visa, etc. services, convenience services. More than that, Watchful Eye is trying to build a community for everybody, for youngsters, for elders, for children. And in this community, every Saturday we bring to you something special, an event, something entertaining, something educational to entertain you, to educate you, to keep you involved and growing. So today we have with us Shipraji, who will be talking about yoga and showing us some poses and postures and pranayama. So over to you, ma'am.
All right. Hello, good morning, good evening, everyone. My name is Shipra Khanduja, and for your information, I would like to inform you that I have done my 300 hours of course through Velocity Arogya Yogshala based in Delhi itself. And I've been taking my online batches in the morning, and I've been into this practice. I've been taking from the last 6 months, and I've completed my course uh, last uh, last 1 year only. But I've been to yoga practice from the last 6 to 7 years. So also, I would like to tell you that yoga turned out to be the best thing in my life. As you all know, it is a combination of physical and mental exercises that for thousands of years have hooked yoga practitioners around the globe. And also, the beautiful thing about yoga is that you don't have to be a yogi or a yogini to reap the benefits. Whether you are young or old or overweight or fit, yoga has the power to calm your mind and definitely strengthens your body, because I've been experienced this from long, and I've been like I used to be uh, my immunity system was quite low. Like I used to get cold and cough, but since the time I've been into this practice and I've been doing regular yoga and taking the batches also, I've got rid of this problem also. So yoga is for everyone. So would recommend you to be in this and enjoy. Your health will be improved, your mental, your peace, you will be in peace, state of bliss also. So today, I would just tell you there are 10 yoga poses which you guys need to know. These are good ones to learn as you build a regular yoga practice. So there are 10 poses, are a complete yoga workout. So
So
before
these
we start, I would like.
you're saying that these are the 10 basic poses every person can execute on a regular basis.
Yeah, this will gonna come. It's gonna complete for a complete yoga workout. If you
All
do,
right.
if you're gonna start it, it's for the beginners. If you're gonna start it now, then later on, like you can improve the poses, and you can add on. Like when I take and when I'm doing one poses, so I add on 3 4 variation in the same pose. So that's how it goes on. So these are the 10 poses. That's the complete yoga workout. Then then move slowly through. You need to move slowly through each pose, and remembering that you need to breathe in. So breathe in and breathe out as you move, and you need to pause after every pose you find challenging. So just stay pause after every pose if you find any pose challenging, especially if you are short of breath. So if you're short of breath, you need to pause and stay, then start. Especially if you're short of breath, then only, and then start again when your breath returns to normal. So the idea is to hold each pose for a few moments, slow breaths before moving into the next one. So I'm going to start with the child pose first. So child pose, this is the calming pose. Is a good default pause position. Like if you want to take a pause or if you want to relax after your yoga, you need to go into this pause position. So I'm going to tell you the pose. You can use child pose to rest and refocus before continuing to the next pose. So it's gently strengthen your lower back. This pose strengthens the lower back, your hips, your thighs, your knees, and ankles, and relaxes your spines, shoulder, and neck. So if you want to go in the pose, you want to be on your knees. You have to be on your knees. Sit. You need to put your hips on your heels and take your arms up. Inhale, take your arms up. You go down. Stretch your arms forward. Stretch your arms forward, and you can relax your forehead on the mat, and make sure that your hips are touching your heels. Your hips are touching your heels. You strengthen your arm forward and try to touch, and take 5 breaths on this child pose. So do it when you get a nice gentle stretch your neck, spines, and hips. I would
You're,
prefer if you guys.
sorry, I would like to interject. You're a little too close to the camera.
All right. I would request you all to, if you can guys on your camera, and if you can do the poses so that I can check also and tell you that if you can guys be on the mats and do the poses.
So we have Neeti Shukla ji, if you can see her.
Yes,
She is
yes. Hi Neeti, how are you? And rest also, if you can just turn on your camera and try some poses with me, would be great.
I think some of our members today have joined in just to observe.
Yeah. So do it when you get a nice gentle stretch through your neck, spine, and hips. And also skip it if you have any kind of knee injuries or ankle problems. Avoid also if you have high blood pressure, or the pregnant lady should not be doing it. And there is a modify pose for it. For the pose, you can rest your head on the cushion or a block. You can rest your head or on a cushion or a block, and you can place a rolled towel under your ankles if you're uncomfortable.
Do you think her pose is fine?
Yes, I can't see her, but yeah, properly. Just focus on relaxing the muscles of the spine and lower back as you breathe. Yes, yeah, it's better. Yes, that's nice. Yeah. All right, you can come up now. And now you can we can move to the downward facing dog. That is also known as the Parvatasana. So you need to keep your hands, shoulders, palms parallel to each other on your knees. Then from here, curl your toes in, push your heels on the mat, push your head down on the mat. You need to push your head down on the mat. Try to touch your heels. Yeah, try to touch your heels on the mat. Yes. Yes. This pose also strengthens the arms, the shoulders, and back while stretching the hamstring, calves, and arcs of your feet. And this pose is very good. It give reliefs to your back pain, and do help relieve back pain. Yes, do it when you want your back pain to get relieved. Yeah. Yes, great.
Shipra ji, again, we can't see your face at all.
Yeah, I was just checking her pose.
Alright.
It would be great if you do down, or are you comfortable doing on the bed? All right. Okay. This needs to be, this pose also is not recommendable when you have any kind of wrist problem, because your weight is coming on the wrist. So if you have a wrist problem, you should avoid doing this pose. And the modify pose is, you can keep your elbows on the ground. You can keep your elbows on the ground. If you have any wrist problem, you can keep your elbows on the ground. That is the modify pose, which takes the weight off from your wrist. Or you can use blocks under your hands, which may feel more uncomfortable. Comfortable, yeah. Yes, great, yeah. You can come back. Now the next is a very commonly pose which is seen during the exercises. That's the plank pose, wherein you need to straighten your legs. Yeah, that's the plank pose. Yeah, straighten your legs, shoulders just parallel to your palms. This is known as the plank pose. So plank pose is good if you are looking to tone your abs. If you're looking to tone your abs, that's the best pose you can do, and build strength in your upper body. In your upper body, it builds the strength. Your shoulders, your arms, your wrists. So it's gonna strengthen all your, and just avoid it. Plank poses if you suffer from any kind of syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome, or you may also skip it or modify if you have low back pain. All right, are we good here? Are you able to understand these poses?
Yes, I think we are.
All right. So I think we will go on to the next one. That's the four-limb staff pose. This is also like a plank pose, wherein you need to bend your elbows here. This needs, yeah. Bending your elbows. I think this would not be comfortable on the bed. Yeah, this would not be comfortable on the bed. That's called it's like a plank only. This pose also strengthens your arms and wrist and tones your abdomen. And also skip it. Again, the same carpal tunnel syndrome, lower back pain, or any kind of shoulder injury or wrist problems.
All right, everybody who is joining us again and who is especially newly joining us, I would like to introduce Shipra Khanduja ji is here with us. She is a yogi and she is sharing some basics of yoga with us for beginners. And anybody who is doing yoga at this moment with us, I would request you to open your video cameras, because she's also checking the poses as well as teaching the session. So if you're there, if you have any questions, you can also put the questions in the comment sections, or you can ask your questions.
Or if you have any kind of problems or any kind of back pain, I can help you out. Which all poses you can go through, and you can do it regularly to get rid of that problem. Or if you have a thyroid, the common problems in us these days are the thyroid or the back pain. We usually stay on the laptops for a long time, so we get lower back pain. And all right.
So after these 10,
Yes.
we can move on.
Yes, I have thyroid and I have to work for long hours on laptop also. So you're quite right.
All right. Okay, so I'll let you know which all poses can be good for thyroid and lower back pain also.
All right.
All right, so we'll move to the next one. That's the cobra pose. Cobra pose is when you move to, you can move to Parvatasana. Move to Parvatasana, keeping your knees down. From Parvatasana, keep your knees down. Knees down. Yeah, straighten your toes. Straighten your toes. Keeping your chest and chin down. Slide yourself to cobra. Keeping your chest up. Chest up. Yeah, cobra pose. This is back bending pose. Can help. Yeah, it can help strengthen the back muscles and increase the spinal flexibility and stretches the chest. If you feel, you will feel the stretch on your chest, your shoulders and your abdomen. So do it. This is a great for strengthening the back. All right, as you were asking me, this is also a very good pose for the back pain. You can do it for strengthening your back, and skip it if you have arthritis in your spine or neck. You should avoid it if you have any kind of arthritis in your spine or neck, or if you have any kind of low back injury. You should not be doing in any kind of injury. All right, and modify poses. Just lift up a few inches. If you want to modify the pose, just lift yourself up little bit, few inches, and don't try to strengthen your arms. Don't strengthen your arms if you want to modify the pose. If you just want to keep it simple, just lift your body, lift your chest little bit up, bending your elbows. All right, did you got with the cobra pose? Right, all right. So we're gonna move to the next one. That's the tree pose, which is a very common pose, which you all know. Tree pose. It's a very common pose. It's gonna strengthen your complete body. So you need to stand on your mat, keeping your feet together. So we'll start with the right leg. Hold your left hand, straighten your left hand. Hold your right knee with your right hand. Place your right feet on your left hip and make the balance here. Just stand on the namaskar. Hold your hands into namaskar pose and stay here. Stay here, yes. Stay. It's the best pose. It's the best balancing pose. Improve your balance, and it also strengthens your core, your ankles, your calves, your thighs, and your spine also. Yeah, you can take your hands up. If you make the balance here, once your balance is done here, you can take your arms up and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Just avoid this pose if you have low blood pressure or any medical condition that affect your balance. All right, as we have done it with the right leg, so we have to do it with the left side also. Keeping your right hand straight, hold your left knee, place it on the right thigh. Yeah. And fold your hands in Namaskar Mudra and stretch it up. And stay here. Straight. Try to make the balance here and then take your arms up. And hold. And try to stay in the pose for at least 60 seconds. Not now, I'm just telling in future if you want to. Start with it. Stay in the pose for at least, it's gonna improve your balance, strengthen your calf muscles, your whole body muscles, your shoulder muscles too, your arms, your legs. Right. And make sure when you are placing your thigh, it should not come inside, it should be outside. Yeah, it should be in parallel to the other leg. Yes, it should not be in, it should be out. Your knee should be out. Yes. All right. Next comes is the triangle pose. So we'll move to triangle pose. I'll let you know how to do first. All right. Hands by your side, legs wide open. Yeah, you need to open your legs wide. Hands by your side. Take your right hand down, touch your right ankle. Take your left hand up straight. Left hand up straight and look over to your left hand. and stay, hold. Hold here. Yeah. Keeping your chest open, your shoulders should be parallel to each other. It should be in one straight line. Both the hands should be in one straight line. Yes. Triangle, which is a part of many yoga sequences, helps build strength in the legs and stretches the hips, your spine, your chest, your shoulders, groins, your hamstrings and your calves. And it can also help increase mobility in the hips and your neck. So it's a very good pose for all across your body. It works all across your body. It builds strength and endurance. Okay, now we're gonna do it from the other side also. Keeping your legs wide open, bend it towards your left side, hold your left ankle and look up towards your right hand and hold, stay here. You can open your legs wide so that it can be easy for you to be in the pose. You don't have to, keep little much gap, don't keep less gap, keep more gap in the legs. And then bend down and look up. Yeah, if you can't reach the ankles, just hold your knees. And just avoid it if you have a headache, because you have to look up. You have to avoid this pose if you have a bad headache or low blood pressure. All right, now we can move to the seated one. That's called the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay, you can come on your mat. Stay on your mat. Keeping your legs straight into Dandasana. Keep your legs straight in Dandasana. Now you need to fold your left leg and bring it over to your right leg. So left leg will come over to the right. Place the feet down. Yeah. Place the feet down. Whichever leg is bended, so the opposite hand will go from up. Inhale. Take your right hand up and push your knee. Which knee is down, push that knee outside and make a twist in your spine and look back. Yes. Keeping your right, like this. I'll do it from the other side. Yes. Push your knee. Keeping your hand back and look back. Shoulders should be parallel to each other. Shoulders should be parallel to each other, right? Yes. Yes, like this. Great. Twisting, it's a very good twist on your spine. So twisting pose can increase the flexibility in your back. So it is also a very good pose for your back while stretching the shoulders, hips and chest. So it's also stretching your hips, your chest and your shoulders. It can also relieve tension in the middle of the back. If you have any problem in the middle back, it relieves the problem from that also. All right, so we'll do it from the other leg also. Inhale and exhale, hands down. Keeping your legs straight, both your legs straight. Now right leg will go over to your left. Keeping your feet down, over to the left. Opposite hand will go from up. Inhale. Exhale, make a twist. Pushing your knee, pushing your right knee and looking back. Right hand will go back. Push your knee. With the left hand, you can try to hold your ankle if you can. If you can't, just keep pushing, keeping your hand palm straight. And hold, stay here. Stay into the pose. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All right, inhale, take your hand up. Exhale, down. Legs straight. All right, all right. This is called as the Arth Matsendra Asan. You got it? This is also good for your back because your back is twisting, and it's gonna make you relieve from the middle back. All right. So be mindful. Lift your torso with each inhale and
This
twist.
is your asana number. This is the 8th asana. So we were doing the 10 basics, right?
Yeah, I think this is the sixth one.
6th one. All right.
I think yes. I'm also not sure. All
Okay,
right.
let it.
So next comes is the bridge pose. Bridge pose is you have to lie down on your mat. Lie down on your mat. Folding, bend your knees. Bend your knees. Keeping your palms touching your heels. From here, you need to push your hips up. Your low back, hips up, low back, and upper back up. Try to push your hips up, lower back, and upper back up. Bridge pose is also known as Setu Bandhasana. Try to lift it up. Lift your hip up, lower back, upper back up. This is a back bending pose that also stretches the muscles of the chest, back, and neck. So all these poses are very good for your back, which you have done. It's going to
At this
relieve.
point, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
also going to request others who are not following us with the camera on. If you have any questions regarding any specific pains or illnesses, that those queries also you can bring up. We can bring up, which Shipraji will share which asan would be good to relieve those pains or those illnesses.
All right, Neeti, you can just keep it down. So it's also builds strength in the back and your hamstring muscles. All right, you can bring your hip down, lower back, upper back, down on the mat. And also very important, if you have any kind of neck injury or any kind of neck pain, you should be avoiding this bridge pose. You should be avoiding the Setubandh pose. All right, you can come down. Yeah. Okay, I think this was the 9th pose which we did. Now, last is the meditation one. That's the Shavasana, wherein you can relax your body, keeping your palms facing the ceiling, legs open, your body completely loose on the mat. That's the Shavasana, which is the relaxing pose.
Which is the favorite of a lot of people as well.
Which is the favorite one for all. Wherein you can relax your body, relax your mind. If you want, I can give you some relaxation with the music. If you guys want.
Yeah, I think we can have that.
We can have. All right. So can I turn on the music if you want?
Sure.
Sure.
So till the time Shipraji comes back, I would just like to reiterate that Watchful Eye is an application. I would request everybody who's connecting with us for the first time, please go on Google Store, go and download the application, connect with us there, because every Saturday we bring a special event to you free of cost on Google Meet. So if you'll connect, you'll stay updated and you will know what the next event is. Also, you can go and connect with us on Instagram and Facebook, and our website is there, www.watchfuleye.in. But do stay connected. We are there on all platforms. And especially if you're connecting with us for the first time through this Google Meet, I would request you to please go and check out the services which we are providing. Because it's not just a service providing, as I've already said, that we are not just providing services. We are building a community together, and a community needs loyal people. This is also the time I would like to know if anybody who's connected with us has any questions or queries. You can speak, you can unmute the ones, tell us, or you can write us in the comment section as well. Any particular asana you would like to know about, if you have any ailments, and if you can, if you don't have clarity कि अगर आप इस आसन को कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते, या कौन से आपको करने चाहिए अपनी रेगुलर लाइफ में, आप जिसको इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं, वो आसन आप पूछ सकते हैं.
Okay. Hi. So I would like to ask a question.
Yes.
So any yoga routine or pose that you recommend for that would be very beneficial for weight loss?
See, in yoga there is no particular asan which I can tell you would gonna lose your weight. See, as you're doing yoga, you're doing each poses you do. As I'm taking the classes, people are losing weight automatically because they are doing all the poses, and each pose will gonna you're working on your body. You're working on each and every part of your body, and your body will gonna automatically shrink, and definitely you're gonna lose weight in that. There is no particular pose which has been made in yoga that will gonna tell you it's gonna lose weight. There is no such pose in any of the books you go ahead and read. There is no such pose which is made for losing weight.
But you recommend that overall, if you continue to practice,
if you'll do regular yoga, will gonna make you tone up your body, and then later on you're gonna lose weight. That's what happens.
I would also like to ask, there is I don't know whether it's a fact or it's a myth. Yoga does it have any impact on our metabolism?
Definitely, it works on the metabolism also. Like
So I do.
Yeah.
So I do believe that since it works on a metabolism, since if you continue to do yoga more frequently, it will
Yes.
indirectly or directly impact in the
On your body, yes.
in the body weight and losing the weight which is there.
Losing the weight, yes, definitely it will gonna. If you'll be in regular practice of yoga, it will gonna definitely lose your weight. First, your body will gonna tone up, your muscles will gonna get tight. If you have a loose body, then firstly it will gonna work on your muscles, tighten your muscles. Then initially you'll see that phase, and then later on your weight will also go down.
So for how long do you so for how long do you suggest to do yoga daily?
Only for 1 hour would be sufficient. Just 1 hour of practice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would also like to know some, like, these are the basics which you have shared. There are a lot of members with us who are elderly or who have parents with us who are elderly. If you can share some quick yoga asanas or some exercises which they can do, because they can't really exert themselves.
Right. For elderly people who are 60 or who have health issues, I can only suggest them some rotation. Like they can start with the rotation, like shoulder rotation, wrist rotation, palms, tightening the palms, Koni Naman. Like you have ankle rotations or ankle extension and flexion of the ankles. So they can do these kind of rotations, warm-up exercises, very light warm-up exercises, and like jumping jacks they can do, or they can touching the twist. The beneficial thing is the pranayam only for them. Pranayam is Anulom Vilom and Bhastrika Pranayam, Brahmari Pranayam. That is, they can start up with the warm up exercises, rotations, and then later they can move to the pranayam and the meditation.
So, एक चीज और I wanted to know कि जिनके बीपी या शुगर है, इसमें उन्हें अगर कंट्रोल करना है तो उस केस में क्या योगा किसी तरह से हेल्प कर सकता है?
योगा शुगर के लिए तो नहीं कंट्रोलेबल है. शुगर इज नॉट कंट्रोलेबल विद योगा, बट या जैसे लो ब्लड प्रेशर, हाई ब्लड प्रेशर के लिए वी ओनली रिकमेंड द प्राणायाम्स, नॉट द आसन्स.
Okay.
Yes.
So are there some special breathing exercises like pranayams which we can?
Yeah, there is some pranayam. You can start, as you all know about the Anulom Vilom Nadi Shodhan exercises, retention, and you can retain your breath when you exhale. You can retain the breath when you inhale. You can retain the breath. So you start with the Anulom Vilom, keeping your thumb. You can stay in Dhyan Mudra first. Your left hand on the left knee, then thumb on the right nostril, and your ring finger needs to be closed with the left nostril. So you inhale from your right, exhale through your left. Then you inhale from the same nostril left, exhale through your right. So whichever nostril you'll exhale, so you need to inhale from the same nostril, then exhale from the other one. And also, if you want to retain your breath, because as nowadays oxygen ka itna zyada issues ho raha hai because of corona thing, so people try to retain their breath for long time. Like you can start with 2 seconds and it can go up to 20 seconds or even beyond also. So when you inhale, जब आप inhale कर लेते हैं उसको retain करके रखेंगे. Inhale it inside, don't exhale it. And just count the numbers, count the breaths in your mind, and check for how long you have retained the breath. Then you can exhale it, and you can, like the same way, you need to count the breaths the way you have inhaled and you have exhaled, and how many number of counts you have done it. And also very good pranayam is the Bhastrika one. In Bhastrika, keep your hands in Dhyan Mudra, palms in Dhyan Mudra, keeping your hands on the knees, keeping your spine straight, shoulders parallel to each other. So when you inhale with the forcefully, inhale it inside, like your chest should blow up. So this is called as a Bhastrika pranayam. This breathing exercise, you need to breathe in, inhale the air fully, forcefully through both the nostril. Make sure that your lungs are full of air. Once you inhale fully, exhale with a great force, making the same hissing sound. So your chest should blow up. Your abdomen should not blow. Your chest should blow up. You can determine how much speed to apply while inhaling and exhaling, keeping how much, like you need to go according to your own pace. So you need to go according to your own pace, like the way you can inhale and how you can exhale with how much pressure. And it should be, you need to repeat the procedure for at least 5 to 10 times. You can successfully complete Bhastrika pranayam, and one should perform Bhastrika pranayam for 5 minutes every day.
Okay.
It's only for the people who have any kind of heart diseases should avoid doing this, because it's gonna affect on their heart. So heart patients should avoid this Bhastrika pranayam. For high blood pressure or heart diseases, those people can only do Anulom Vilom. There is no other pranayam which is made for the people who have high BP or heart diseases. Only the Anulom Vilom, or you can that's all. And they cannot also retain the breath also. They cannot inhale and retain it. They cannot exhale and retain it. They can only just inhale and exhale. That's all.
So that's what's recommended to them.
Yes.
I would also like to know something, like when we talk about today's scenario and post-COVID and the pandemic which is still going on, mental health is at a very bleak, the situation of the society in terms of mental health is very bleak, because we are in the house, we are closed. And what do you think, how important is yoga and pranayam? How can that help in terms of mental health?
See, as you need to get rid of the COVID symptoms, so like people suffered from COVID nowadays. बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो already COVID से suffer, like people who have already suffered or who are already suffering, or the people who are just coming out from COVID also. So they are Majorly, I think no asanas are working for them. It's only the pranayam activities which is working for them right nowadays after COVID. Post COVID की जो symptoms के बाद उनके लिए pranayam is the most beneficial.
Important.
Yes, pranayam is the most because pranayam में क्या होता है आपकी बहुत सारी breathing exercise होती है. So breathing exercise because आसन्स में तो आप बहुत सारा breathing आपका सांस बहुत जल्दी वो होता है
Out of breath.
out
आप
of
बहुत
breath करते हैं. Exactly. So pranayam में you can control the breath is in under your control. So how you do it? So post COVID में people have started doing pranayams only and the meditation. That is what that is gonna help them.
So I think we have the last 10 minutes. So should we do them some meditation now, Shipra ji?
Yes, I can play some music and then we can just start with the meditation. Alright, you can sit down, lie down on your mat. Lie down on your mat. Your body completely loose on the mat. Just take a long deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Tonight, every muscle tightly and relax. Just letting go now of all the tensions. And completely relaxing your body. Again, take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Just squeeze every muscle as hard as you can. Letting go now of all tensions and completely relaxing your body. Inhale again, breathing in deeply and fully filling your lungs with air. And exhale, releasing all tension from your body. Your body is now completely free of all tensions and you're fully relaxed. Your entire awareness on relaxing your body. Bring your entire awareness and try to scan your body from top to toe. Just a quick scan on your body. And if you feel any sort of pain and uneasiness, just release that out. Focus on that body part and release. your awareness to your toes, your ankles, your calves, your knees, and relax your ankles, relax your toes, relax your knees. Bring your awareness on your thighs, your hip joints, and relax them. Bring your awareness on your spine, your shoulders, arms, forearms, and relax them. Bring your awareness on your hands, your fingers, your chest, your neck, your eyes, your forehead, and relax them. Relax your whole body completely and easily. Feel that your body is getting lighter and lighter. Feel that your body weight is getting lighter than the water. And just be grateful for having a good body. Be grateful for the body you're blessed with. Be grateful for the body that is helping you throughout your practice. Be grateful for the body that you have. And just tell yourself that I am going to take care of my body and I will not let it go weak and I will not take it for granted. Just slowly bring your awareness to your Ajna chakra. That's your eyebrow center. Bring your awareness to your Ajna chakra and just keep your awareness on the chakra, visualizing indigo light color, visualizing indigo light color on it, making it stronger, making your focus stronger. This is the chakra which is responsible for all your meditation power and which improves your focus. Just try to stay on that chakra for a couple of more seconds. Now just try to withdraw yourself from that chakra and bring your awareness back to your body and just feel that your body is getting healthier than before. Once again, take a long deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now gently try to vibrate your toes and fingers and try to come and sit in Sukhasana. keeping your hands on the knees, keeping your spine straight, keeping your eyes closed. You can conclude the session by doing Om chanting twice. Come back to normal heart rate. Just long deep breath in. Gently rub both your hands. Generate as much heat as you can. Place it on your eyes, your face, your head, your neck, your shoulders, and your entire body. Bring your hand in, press, and come down to thanks the universe. All right.
Wonderful. This was so wonderful,
Thank you.
Shipraji. I think everybody who attended this, especially the last 15 minutes, were really divine.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And with this, we come to an end of the session. Thank you so much for being there with us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And I would just like to now talk to my audience for today.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Neetu.
you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much.
See you on next Saturday.
Time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks all. Bye-bye. Bye.
So I would just like to talk to everybody who's here with us for a minute. Thank you so much for joining us, and everybody who's connecting with us for the first time. I would again like to share that our app is there on the Play Store and on the iPhone store as well. And you can go and download, and please do connect, because every Saturday we bring something special for everybody. And next Saturday we're going to be coming up with a storytelling session for adults. And मौसम सावन का है, तो सावन पे कुछ कहानियां हम लेकर आ रहे हैं आप सब लोगों के लिए. आप आइए, अपने बच्चों को, अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन को, एवरीबडी. इट्स अ फैमिली, full family function. It's an entertaining
Can
session.
we invite our friends also?
Yes, you can invite.
Our session also, or can we share your link to our friend?
Yes, this link is open to all. You can share it everywhere. And if you want to connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere it's available. You can just Google search Watchful Eye, and you can connect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neeti ji.
Wonderful initiative. Thank you so much. I will connect you.
All right. Thank you. Watchful Eye. अपने